What would happen if you had a quadratic trinomial and you wanted to use the zero product property, but the a was greater than 1? So quadratic, did I spell that right? No, I didn't. Quadratic equations. When a is greater than 1. That's going to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And that's going to be the topic of this video. So let's go back up to the first question on this PDF. It says here to factor a quadratic trinomial. So this is not a quadratic equation. Don't set it equal to 0. 15x squared plus 28x plus 5. Because the value in front of x squared is greater than 1, you must take a slightly different approach. Personally, I would like to use the AC method. But because you guys are in Professor Rojas' class, I'm going to do the approach that he most likely would probably use. When doing a question when the a is greater than 1, take your first term. My first term is 15x squared. And find the factors of 15x squared. The factors of 15x squared is 5x times 3x, because 5x times 3x is 15x squared. And then we can have 15x times 1x, or just x. Because 15x times x is 15x squared. That is step number 1. Find the factors of ax squared. Step number 2, you want to find the factors of 5. And this is positive 5. So that's going to be 1 times 5. That is the only factors. And then the third part is going to be perform a trial and error process. And you want to use the trial and error process to get to the middle number. So what I'm going to do is I want to take my first pair, 5x here, and put the 3x here. Because the 5 is positive here and the 28x is positive, I know I'm working with positive numbers across the board. Now, take your first factor, well, the only factor, which is 1 and 5, and place them. What I'm going to do is, just to make things understandable, I'm going to place my 5 right here and my 1 over here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because now I want to see if I multiply the outer numbers, multiply the inner terms, and add them together, will I get to the middle value of 28x? So let's multiply the outer terms. 5x times 1, that is 5x. And we're going to add that with multiplying the inner terms. 5 times 3x is 15x. 5x plus 15x is 20x. And this is not the same as having 28x. So that means you're going to attempt it again. Let's erase this. Start from the beginning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the order of my numbers. So I'm going to put my 1 here and my 5 here this time and try again. Multiply the outer, then multiply the inner. 5x times 5 is 25x plus 1 times 3x is 3x. 25x plus 3x is 28x. And because this is also 28x, that means the answer, when you factor this correctly, is here. So in this video, we are going to factor another quadratic trinomial when a is greater than 1, but we're going to set it equal to 0 to find the roots. So back down to the bottom. Too far. All right. Let's say we have this. We have, let's go with 7x squared minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, step number 1 is you want to find the factors of 7x squared. 7x squared is 7x times 1x. They give you 7x squared. Find the factors of negative 6. Now, what I'm going to do is, I know it's going to be negative and positive, but I'm just going to put 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Now, let's perform the trial and error process. Seven x squared is factored into 7x times 1x. Now, because this number is negative, one factor has to be negative, the other factor has to be positive. And by the way, the signs may not be in the correct place. So I may have to switch the signs around as well. Trial and error. Let's go for it. Let's try 1 and 6. Let's put the 1 here. So 7x minus 1. And x plus 6 can go over here. And perform the inner and outer trick to see can we get to the middle value of negative 1x. 7x times 6 is 42x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. 42x minus x is that is positive 41x. And that doesn't work because the middle term is negative 1x. Okay. Let's switch the numbers around. Let's make this minus 6 plus 1. And we're going to redistribute. Seven x times 1 is 7x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. 7x minus 6x is positive 1x. Here we have negative 1x. So that means we are on the right track, except this is positive, that is negative. An easy fix. If you have the same number, just with a different sign, that just means to switch the signs. Make this a plus 6, make this a minus 1. Because when you do it now, 7x times negative 1 becomes negative 7x. Positive 6 times x is positive 6x. Negative 7x plus 6x is negative 1x. and that's equal to 0. So 7x plus 6 equals to 0. X minus 1 equals to 0. As you can see for this one, 7x is going to equal to negative 6. I'll move the 6 to the other side. Here, x is going to equal to 1. It's by itself. And then my final answer, x is going to equal to negative 6 over 7. And that's because I divided both sides of my equation by 7 to get x by itself. All right, guys. Hopefully that made sense. You enjoyed this video, and you take it and put it in your back pocket. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.